Candidate filing for Columbia City Council's second ward seat closed on Tuesday, leaving 2 candidates on the ballot. The seat opened after Lisa Myers, the previous position holder, stepped down due to health concerns.
KOMU 8's Abigail Klinkerman sat down with both candidates yesterday. Now, she introduced you to their campaigns, and today she'll take us inside how they responded to some of Columbia's most pressing issues. Abigail.
Ken Rice is the Chief Operating Officer of Picklemans, and you might recognize his name from the Columbia Public Schools election earlier this year. Vera Elwood is a disability and LGBTQ+ advocate. She works as a youth coordinator for the Center Project, a local LGBTQ+ organization. I sat down with each of them and asked about the #1 concern on last year's community survey: public safety. That, alongside questions about the issues with city infrastructure facilities and the looming budget deficit that affects it all.
My name is Vera Elwood.
It's Ken Rice.
Your candidates for the Ward 2 City Council seat, both drawn to run for different reasons. Rice called to action by the incumbent.
I felt very blessed that she thought that I was capable of being the person to follow in her legacy of, collaborative governance.
And Elwood reaching for a long-term goal.
I've been excited about getting more involved in local government, in city government for years now.
All at a time when issues like public safety and city infrastructure are top priorities for Columbia, I asked them what issues are important to you.
For me, because of my background on the Disabilities Commission, because of my background with disability advocacy, accessibility is such a huge public safety issue for me.
Elwood saying if it's not accessible, it's not safe.
If our sidewalks, if our businesses, if our government buildings are not accessible for everyone to get into safely, then that is not a safe road or sidewalk.
The biggest thing I think that the city needs to work on is less talk, more action.
Rice saying he's hopeful for the Office of Violence Prevention led by DeMarcus Brown.
But as I explained to people, his is the long-term solution while the police are sort of short-term stop. If he can get involved earlier on, hopefully the police don't have to get involved with a person later on.
And each is focusing on different city staffing needs.
We are focusing on our local people, that we are focusing on and advocating for local workers, that we are focusing on local businesses rather than outsourcing.
And the chief says that she believes that based on growth, on studies and comparable places, that we're 51 officers short. Well, I think we need to take that seriously.
From power grids to recycling centers, here's what they had to say about city infrastructure.
We have to have the courage to act on those things, which, because of the severity that we're in, some of those things may not be as popular as we'd like them to be. But we have to do the things that are going to be helpful to the city.
Because our utilities are so overtaxed right now. I think there are a lot of changes that need to happen. At this moment, I do not know what those changes are, but I'm actively looking into it.
The special election won't take place until August 5th, and if you want to hear more about their goals, both candidates will be speaking at the Boone County Mule Skinners meeting June 13th on Zoom starting at noon. In the studio, Abigail Klinkerman, KOMU 8 News.